Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nurul Sahar and today I'm discussing about coronavirus. Coronavirus are the family of the viruses that causes respiratory or sometimes gastrointestinal symptoms. Respiratory disease can range from common cold to severe diseases such as severe acute respiratory syndrome, first identified in China in 2003. MERS first identified in Saudi Arabia in 2012. Novel coronavirus first identified in China in 2019. World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus a pandemic means occurring over a wide geographic area. Now, where the virus came from? It knows that coronavirus circulate in the range of animals. Sometimes these viruses can jump from animals to human. This is called spillover and could be due to a range of factors that is mutation in the viruses and increased contact between human and animal life. For example, MERS-CoV is transmitted from camel and SARS-CoV is transmitted from civet cat. The animal reservoir of the 2019 novel coronavirus is not yet known and occur initially in a group of people within phenomena who has been associated with the seafood and live animal market in Wuhan city. The disease has since spread who are sick to the other family members and healthcare staff. There are many cases spread within China and other countries. So is going further, coronavirus circulating among bats, which are natural animal reservoir, and it seems to be mutated and start causing disease in human. The outbreak begins in China and since spread around the world as in April 1st, 2020. There are 903,826 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 45,335 deaths, resulting fatality rate approximately 5%. However, current studies said that the fatality rate is around 7% because of the undiagnosed cases of COVID-19. If we split things out of a group of ages, for example, this chart, as you can see, the fatality rate is more common in elder people, like over 15 of the ages. Now let's discuss about the how quickly the COVID-19 spread. Now R0 means how quickly it is spread. Now R01 means transmitted one person to one person, and R02 means transmitted of 1% to 2%, and so on. So as you can see that COVID-19 R0 is of a ratio of 2.2. So COVID-19 is spread quite more easily. Now the structure. Corona means crown. There are four structures proteins similar to others of coronaviruses. The S, the E, the M, the N proteins. S stands for spike, M stands for membrane, E stands for envelope, N stands for nucleocapsid. Beginning with the crown-like structure that is S protein, which allows to the virus to attack and has receptor binding domain which recognize specific receptor, the angiotensin converting enzymes which is expressed in lungs, kidneys, heart, intestine. The spike protein has two functional supplements. S1 binds to the host cell receptor and S2 mediate the fusion of viral and cellular membrane. Let's look at the next protein, the M protein. The membrane protein defines the shape of the virus. It is the central organizer of the coronavirus assembly. Moving on, the envelope protein. This is the smallest structure in the viral membrane. It is involved in releasing virus from host cell. Beside the surface protein, we have viral envelope. It is a fatty layer and in contact with the soup, it will break down, killing the virus, and that's why hand sweeping is necessary. Now the next is capsid, which is a shell encoding the genetic material of virus, and there is N protein which binds with single-strand RNA, which allows it to replicate. N protein has multiple functional, also involved in defense mechanism. Now we have looked now some of important feature, lots of the known the pathogen of COVID-19. The large S proteins are used by the virus to gain entry into human cells attached to receptor on the cell membrane. Human cell ingest virus in a process known as endocytosis. Once inside the cytoplasm, the endosomes open to reveal the virus genetic material, a single-strand RNA. Virus hijack the human machinery to replicate the RNA and form its SNN proteins. After replication, virus carries by the Golgi bodies out of the cell in the process known as exocytosis, so infect other cells. Meanwhile, production in endoplasmic reticulum intensively lead to the apoptosis or cell death. The mechanism of action of coronavirus is unknown. However, scientists of China sequenced the genome of visualize the structure. COVID 19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus spread from person to person mainly through the droplet produced when an infected person coughs, speaks, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouth or nose or people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on the surface. This is the reason person to person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surface is not yet been known. So wash your hands about 20 seconds. Get clean palm, back of hands, iron the nails in between the fingers, wrists and your thumbs, and use soap and water. And when you're done, turn off the tape. If using tissue, put it in the bin. Antibacterial gel to work, but soap and water is the best. It is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the band of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into the closed bin. Now, how to diagnose the COVID-19? Reverse transcription, polymers chains reaction, RT-PCR test can detect small amount of viral RNA, not very sensitive. And the other one is chest CT, can done to detect viral pneumonia. Next is isothermal amplification, which also tests viral RNA. The other rapid serological test with test antibodies created by the immune system to fight the virus. It can detect previous infection as well. Finally, it's also important to look for other causes for similar symptoms like quick flu test or respiratory viral panel for an alternative causes of the symptoms. Now the treatment. As COVID-19 global impact mounts, so it is the urgent need to stop the spread. One of the drugs seems so most promising is called remdesivir. It was originally developed to treat Ebola. It was found to be safe for human, but was shelved in favor of a more effective treatment. Molecules in remdesivir look like the molecule that the replicant systems use to make RNA. Another drug called Kaletra, which is used to treat HIV at the moment, and in combination with other therapies. Both remdesivir and Kaletra are now being tested as part of a global mega trial set up by a World Health Organization in March. The WHO study will also put the antimalarial chloroquine to the test, which may reduce the virus particle ability to get into the cell and to reproduce. But in patients, there is no strong evidence as yet that the drug can treat COVID-19. As the number of the deaths from the coronavirus continues to rise around the world, everyone wants to know how long it will be until the vaccine is ready. Scientists were able to create exact part of the genetic sequence and create a harmless version of it in the lab. Scientists were able to create a trial mRNA vaccine quickly, and National Institute of Health fast-tracked it to clinical trial in first 42 days. Although it may seem like a long way away, a time frame of 12 to 18 months for a coronavirus vaccine is unprecedented, especially given the fact that the RNA-based vaccine has never been approved But so testing is necessary and rushing it could be prove fatal. So stay home and save life. Thank you.